Sony's new live service gamble, Marathon, is finally here in the form of a server slam weekend. The game had a bumpy beginning, ranging from issues regarding technical aspects to problems with core gameplay and visual elements. In addition, we might have other clues to why the game actually sucks ass. As you can see, the very own Bungie website, we have the core values of the company. In it, we can see that instead of focusing on gameplay mechanics and innovation, there is the same virtual signaling woke bullshit that haunts modern games development.
We hold ourselves and each other to the highest standard of mutual respect, inclusivity, and support. Everyone should feel welcome in our studio and in our games. So we work hard to recognize our unconscious biases, amplify underrepresented voices, question the status quo, and to always assume the best of one another. Oh boy. Welcome to the Forbidden Lobby. I'm Mushra,
And I am Samurai.
and in this episode, we're going to take a quick dive into Sony's new gamble, Marathon.
From Sony without love. Now, the actual gaming experience in the eyes of the gamers was marked by an array of technical issues, such as streaming difficulties, mouse input lag, and in-voice chat not working at all. Players reported that Marathon was not allowing recording software to work, either freezing the cursor or locking the game window completely. There were multiple complaints about mouse input lag and problems with the voice chat not working properly, which for a co-op extraction shooter is a big problem, to say the least. On that note, let's check the core values again. We define success as delivering extraordinary experiences to our fans. Well, you might want to revisit that one, pal. In addition, some problems with the core gameplay and visual elements must be noted. Firstly, with regard to gameplay, it seemed that the PvP frequency was not enough, and when it was, felt bleak and common. Knowingly, the proposition of the game is a mix of PvE and PvP, but when one of those elements does not reach its goal, the overall experience falls short proportionally. Still in the gameplay note, the overall level design and map architecture gave a way too superficial look, resembling a paintball map and not an actual human colony. The dealing aspect in Sola's design, although aimed at providing immersion and lore, achieved a merely Roblox-like look. Finally, important elements to extraction shooter looters that felt straight up poor and badly programmed are the description of items and the sense of progress. Item description is convoluted and lacks the necessary objectivity in a high risk, fast paced game like this one aims to be. If it wasn't enough, the player feedback regarding his very own progress is not clear at all. When the culmination of your choices and efforts doesn't provide you with a sense of direction and reward, it gets really hard to believe in the actual proposition of the game. This is fundamentally where Marathon gets it wrong. Not orienting the player enough in the early stages provides them with a very good excuse to switch to uh, 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 Arc
You
Raiders.
can't type arc raiders? What?
Graphically, the game looks fine, but it isn't enough to carry a game visually. Art style leaves a lot to be desired, especially with the colors used in all sorts of buildings. You might be looking into a space with rocks or trees and suddenly turn into buildings covered into bubble gum like colors. Even your character blood is a bright blue goo. Bright pinks, yellows, blues all over the place. Neon lights inside structures, all visually assaulting your eyes, as if the UI and menus weren't enough already. And back with our core values. We know our first idea will never be our best. Dude, if Marathon wasn't your first idea, I don't even want to know what it was. What does that mean for Sony? Sony lost its DNA of single player games by aiming to pick a piece of the live service pie. And it's doing that by taking multiple shots with different IPs, which is odd, since you would be competing for the same player base. Like anything regarding the big publisher nowadays, it seems like they will keep doubling down on this live service trend for a while. Because it wasn't enough to cancel live service from The Last of Us, Twisted Metal, Spider Man, God of War, and many more. No, Sony actually thought Concord would be the one. And it was shut down shortly after a disastrous release. So here we are again with Marathon.
So, what is going on exactly? While the corporate logic seems to be to reallocate all resources in accordance with financial return and, due to that, shift the focus to live service games, Sony's actual player base has different views. Players enjoy PlayStation due to its amazing library of exclusives games amassed over the years, and don't seem to have any interest in playing multiplayer games that will simply aim at milking money from them. So, is Marathon the next Conquer? Perhaps. The game is not out yet. After all, it's just a service now. But its state is a very good indicative that we might have a Conquer level disaster on our hands yet again. It surely falls into its category live service game, poorly executed, forgettable, not giving players what they want, aiming at milking money from players with microtransactions, and is also not worth the price that is being charged.
With the release being March 5th, Bungie will have less than a week to try to solve all the issues in order to get a polished release. Now, dude, I have failed enough credits in high school to know that is not going to happen. But hey, let's have faith in Bungie's core values, shall we? Put a dent in the universe. We believe that everything worth doing is hard. When we see an opportunity to change the world, we're not afraid to roll up our sleeves and break conventions to make it happen.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.